Hello and welcome back to the garden. And it's a bit cold, breezy, but it's dry today so far. And we've got heavy rain forecast for tomorrow and the following day. So this is my one opportunity to try and catch up on some jobs down the very bottom of the Quarry garden. And the first one that I want to do is to add some Hellebores. And the Hellebores actually came from this very spot in this path. I dug them up about a month ago because this path's due to be gravelled. And they're all of this type. They're all Orientalis Hellebores. They're incredibly pretty, so I didn't want to lose them. So why don't we head down there and I'll show you what they are and where I'm going to add them. So it's raining right on cue. It's gone really cold. So I'm going to try and get these in the ground really quickly. But these are the Hellebores at my feet here that I dug out of the top Quarry garden. And they're all Orientalis Hellebores, and they're all seedlings, and there's quite a few clumps amongst them, so I'm going to split them and add them to the borders down here. So I'll show you where I'm going to add them. So this is the first clump that I'm going to add right to this spot under this ash tree. It's got a good crown to it. It's got lots of flowers, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't planted them up until now. Because I did think they wouldn't actually recover from being dug out from the path, because I cut through the roots and you can actually see all the roots on shore. And I just assumed they would all die, and they didn't. They've all actually kept going, which is surprising. And I've got quite a few new leaves on this one as well. So if you do need to lift them, make sure you keep a nice big crown in the middle, because if you split them into too many tiny pieces, they will struggle to survive. They don't like to be moved once they're actually established. So I'm going to add this one to the back. I've prepared the ground already. I was concerned with this big tree that I might struggle around the roots, but it's been fine. In fact, the soil's lovely. Yes, there's weeds around here. Lesser celandine is the main. It's a wildflower, I call it a weed this time of year. That actually dies back round about May time, end of April, May. But it's a woodland area and it's never going to be weed free, and it's not supposed to be a border like what you have in the garden. So I'm not going to treat it in that way. So I'm going to add this one. I am going to cut the leaves off. They're quite good leaves. They don't appear to have much disease or any disease on them. But I will cut them away. And any tree root, I'll just move out the way too. But that's basically it. That's how easy it is. I could have added some mycorrhizal fungi just to get that secondary root system going. And it does mean that the plants do adapt to the new space quite a lot quicker. Put on good root growth when you do add that type of fungi in the soil when you're planting. But because the soil's so good, it's got so much leaf mould in it, I'm going to take a chance and just plant them and see what happens. After all, they're all seedlings, they're all free plants, I never bought them. So this is a bigger clump with two very distinct crowns in the middle of it. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. You've got one clump on this side, lots of seedlings in the middle, and the second clump on that side. So I'm going to go right through the middle and make two clumps. So I'm just going to get the spade, make sure I'm in the right spot, and I'm going to go right through the middle. Easy as that. So I'm just adding the next two sections, making sure that I'm keeping the soil level with the top of the plant. I don't want to bury it any deeper than what it is. So I'll put these in and then I will cut away all of the old leaves the same way. So I've just moved along ever so slightly to this bank side, and I started this about a year ago, adding plants to this area. I added snowdrops a year ago, plus some daffodils that I've added this autumn time, and they're just about coming into bloom, so they should be pretty. I thought I'd added so many more than actually I have, so I need to do that again this autumn. But I did a year ago add some hydrangeas. They were the first shrubs that I put into this area. Big mistake, because the deer roam around this area every night. And every time a young bud comes through on the hydrangeas, they nip it off. So they will have to be taken out and moved elsewhere. I did add some other shrubs in the autumn, and they've got a deer cage around them for now until they get established, and we'll see how that works out. But so far, they haven't had any damage. Lots of ferns in here too, but I'm going to add the rest of the hellebores. So I've done the same as before, split them into nice big clumps. I've dug out this planting hole, lots of stone here, that's the only thing. Lots more stone than anywhere that I've dug for a while. But that should be okay. The soil again is really nice. Just removing any big tree roots. And you can hear the stone. Yeah, it should be okay. So I'm going to add this one to this spot here. One good thing about planting on a bankside, you can actually enjoy the flowers because you've got more chance of seeing them without having to turn the flower over. This has got some lovely deep purple flowers. Still a few more to come. I think it's worthwhile too, if you're planting on a bankside, to leave a bowl, plant it in a bowl so it'll capture any water that comes down the bankside. Because I think this area has a tendency to be a little bit drier than elsewhere. So if you've never grown hellebores before, I can strongly recommend them. You can find them for most situations in the garden. I grow these Orientalis hellebores in deep shade. This one was planted last year and it's stunning. I just love it. They're so colourful for this time of year. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.